The ballots have been counted, and TSN's list of the top 25 players of the season is now officially out there. 3 players separated themselves from the rest of the pack in voting, and I guess number 1 was pretty easy. Connor McDavid finished at the top, and an extremely close battle for second. Nathan MacKinnon edges out Nikita Kucherov. Craig, did the voters get the top 3 and the order of the top 3 right?
Well, I mean, you can quibble about the order. We're talking about 3 premier players. They're superstars. They're franchise guys. I mean, whether you have Kucherov 1 or McDavid 3, and certainly McKinnon's been great, wins the Rocket, Richard. And do you know what we don't have in there? Who very well could be in there is Celebrini and Suzuki, because they've been brilliant this year. But the top 3 guys are the top 3 guys, and I don't think anybody would be surprised to see them at the top of this list.
I think that's the right order. If you look at me, I'm a voter, and I think he's a guy that Connor McDavid's had that type of season. Yeah. Now, Nathan MacKinnon, he hasn't done anything wrong. That's the thing between Kucherov and MacKinnon. They haven't done anything wrong to take themselves out of that number 1 spot. It's just, I believe McDavid has pushed himself a little bit farther ahead of the other 2.
McDavid, is he a guy who's just continuing to push the expectation of what it's going to take to be a number 1? We understand he's still number 1, but is he still pushing the expectation of it's making it even more difficult for anybody to catch him now because his game has continued to evolve?
What I'll say is in the first half of the season, MacKinnon was better.
Yeah.
There was no if we did this at the 41 game mark halfway through the season, we would have had MacKinnon number 1 because that's how phenomenal he was. So while McDavid raises the bar, others are keeping up to that bar, and that's what you want to see. McDavid certainly, as somebody that keeps pushing his level higher, is forcing others to push their level higher.
And it's only natural where the amount of hockey that McDavid has played recently, and the Edmonton Oilers sputtered out of the gate, and you could see there was some frustration in his game. But since the Olympics, there's been another level for Connor McDavid. You know, he's been ramping it up down the stretch here, and to me, that's a guy that has the expectations not only for himself but for his team, and tried to get that Stanley Cup.
Wrapping it up. Yeah. That's not good news for you.
No, it's not.
You alluded to the Habs. Let's get to it. 3 Montreal Canadiens made the list. Nick Suzuki comes in at number 6, Cole Caufield at number 14, and Lane Hutson at 19. All 3 are signed into the 2030s, and all 3 are on contracts of less than $9 million a season. Very affordable. Noodles, with this trio of stars, is the future brighter for the Habs than any other NHL team right now?
I think it's bright, but you have to take a look at, and here we're sitting with a general manager, you have to look at the way that they manage their cap and the way that they've drafted and developed. So I do want to say it's brighter because you take a look around the league for the body of works for other managers that have maybe made mistakes on either term or the amount of money. But I think the Montreal Canadiens are poised to continue to get to that next level. You've got good young goaltenders. You talked about Hudson, Suzuki, Caufield, Slafkovsky. He's going to be a guy that is at that next level. So bottom line is they are poised to do something special. If it's not this year, it's going to be years to come because of the contract status.
Well, what it does is it gives you flexibility within your cap. So now you can be open to so much more ideas. And with the cap going up, the players know it, the teams know it, and guess what ends up happening? You spend it. And so when you start to look at where Montreal finds themselves, elite players, and certainly more elite players coming. You know, Demidov's going to be coming through. And you look at a team that has not only managed their cap under the previous cap restrictions, now they're going to benefit from the increased flexibility in the cap.
Specifically Suzuki, are you surprised he's at number 6?
No, not at all. I mean, when you start to look at the quality of player in the National Hockey League and him specifically, I mean, for me, he's the Selke Trophy guy. He's number 1 there. He's a number 1 elite guy that gets 100 points. I mean, you're talking about a complete player. And that's what Nick Suzuki is. But we're talking about top players here. And so I'm not going to, could he be 4? Yeah, I just said he could be 4, 5, 6. But, like, you know, we got him in the right group.
That's where I was going. This guy is going to get Hart Trophy conversation. He's going to get Hart Trophy votes. I know that for a fact. So that puts you in the top 5. If you
are you revealing your ballot there? Is
I'm
that
not
what you're
revealing
saying?
my ballot, but if he's not in my top 5, he would be 6. So he's slotted perfectly. Put it that way.
He's in my top 5 on the Hart.
There you go.
All right, let's get to the youth movement now. 18-year-old Matthew Schaefer gets onto the list at number 25. That is an amazing accomplishment in and of itself. But I want to push it forward, Craig. When we're doing the same list 1 year from today, how much further up the top 25 list do you expect Schaefer to climb?
Well, he's climbing. I mean, we can debate whether he's going to go up 10 or he's going to go up 12. I mean, he's a difference maker.
Did you see this coming, though?
Well,
I mean, I know I know we thought he was going to be great, but he just controls the ice out there. It's crazy.
I've used this comparison, and I'm not saying he is this player, but when you watch him skate, it's like watching Bobby Orr. The way they manage the speed and the pace of the game, they can speed it up, slow it down, but their skating just is so impactful in the game, and that's what Matthew does. So when you have somebody that plays those minutes, I mean, he's a top...
With tremendous confidence.
He's a top 10 defenseman in the league right now. So why won't he continue to climb once he gets some experience? What's it going to look like?
The crazy thing, too, is he played 17 games last year. You would think that he would kind of wade his way into the National Hockey League. It's been the exact opposite. And I think he's, like Bobby Orr, changed the position because he doesn't play traditional D. No. This guy's behind the net, forechecking in the offensive zone. So I think he's going to climb the list. You know, success of his organization, success of what he brings to the organization will also factor in on where he is in this list next year.
Let's get to the most important position right now. The highest ranked goalie on the list is Andrei Vasilevskiy. He's at number 12, and there are only 3 total goaltenders on this list. Noodles, have to start with you on this one. We always talk about how goaltending is so critically important. Are goalies getting shortchanged on our top 25?
This is an age-old question because it's every year. Ask any general manager. The league should be just named goaltending because if you don't have goaltending, then you're in trouble. So I don't want to say shortchanged, but could you put Vasilevskiy higher? Absolutely. I think he's going to win the Vezina. Sorokin is an unbelievable goaltender. If you look at his goals saved above expectation, he dragged the New York Islanders close to a playoff spot along with Schaefer. Jeremy Swayman's had an unbelievable year. You could put Logan Thompson in there. You could put other goaltenders in there. Vejmelka in Utah. Utah gets no respect. But the bottom
Basically,
line is
the top 25 list, other than Connor McDavid, could be all goalies.
Well, no, not all goaltenders, but the point being is the respect factor needs to be in there. It always should be, but it's not just based on people look at points, people look on other positions that contribute.
Well, you know, I mean, I signed this young man in Calgary. I understand the importance of goaltending. It's also the personality you want in the net and around your tandem. So, listen, Jamie nailed it. I mean, when you talk about goaltending, I mean, you know the line. Goaltending is 100%, and or no, it's 50%. But if you don't have it, it's 100%,
Exactly.
and that's the bottom line. And if you don't have goaltending, we look at the playoffs coming up. If you don't have goaltending, we're looking at teams that say no, their chances are just about zero.
Yeah. As always with lists like this, there are plenty of worthy names that can't make your top 25. Noodles, as you look down the consensus TSN list that we put together, and you compare it to the ballot that you submitted, who got snubbed?
Tim Stützle. I mean, I call him, listen, I'm biased because I do 50 Ottawa Senators games, but he's a superstar. I call him Timmy Superstar. He's not just an average player. He's found another level this year. And I look at it, if you look at that matchup between Carolina and Ottawa, I always say to myself, okay, if you lay both teams side by side on paper, who has the best players? The 3 best players for me in that series would be Ottawa Senators, and number 1 would be Tim Stützle. If you're drafting, you'd probably draft Stützle, Sanderson, Tkachuk in one type of order, and then move on to Carolina's players. Stützle should be on that list. He's had an amazing season. He's over a point a game, and to me, that's a guy that got maybe overlooked based on all the other.
You don't want to use the snub word?
No, snub. Overlooked. I like that word.
Yeah, well, I mean, snubbed, overlooked. I mean, it's all just a word there. For me, it's Erik Karlsson in Pittsburgh. If you're watching Pittsburgh this year, and I don't think a lot of people were, Erik Karlsson's had a fantastic season. He has been instrumental for that team there. Chris Letang hasn't had a great season. Crosby's had some injuries. Malkin's been out. EK65 has been phenomenal in there. It's not just points, it's the way he's controlled the game. So him not being on the list, you know what it tells me? Too many people on our ballot that were voters did not watch the Pittsburgh Penguins close enough.
To see the entire top 25 list as well as a deeper look at the top goalies in the NHL, be sure to visit TSN.ca.